Let's see, is it going? There we are. Okay. Hey, everybody. All right. Uh, Impromptu live stream, obviously. The verdict is in the case there. And I have my phone on right here, and it's live. So as soon as they read the verdict, we're going to know what it is, and we'll discuss that. But I figured I'd get on here now because they said between 4:30 and 5 they're going to announce the verdict. And so I wanted to get on with you guys and talk about it ahead of time. So I thought that that would be a good idea, and all those type of things. So anyway, before we do get started, if there's an interruption in this stream, I will get right back on as soon as I possibly can. So just be patient and hang in there with us. And so you may not get a notification, but if they kick us off of here, I'll get right back on. Okay, I'm sure there's a lot of people that are going to be going live. I'm sure there's a lot of people up in that area that are out in the streets, ready to go. Now, also, I just want to remind everybody, please, family friendly. I don't know if any of my moderators are in here or not. So because it wasn't a planned stream, obviously, but and it's funny because I have a video going up at 7, and I say, well, if the verdict comes in and you know how people act, and I talk about it, so you're going to see that at 7 when I do that. But it's not snowing yet. Lone Wolf full moon. It's not snowing yet, but they're talking tomorrow and Thursday. We're looking at a possibility of snow. So, but I got the thing live over here on the side. So when they announce the verdict, we will we'll go from there. But so anyway, they called out the National Guard in a lot of cities. Okay, they called out the National Guard in a lot of cities ahead of time. So I think they kind of have an idea which way the verdict is going to go, because why would you call out the National Guard if you didn't expect trouble, right? Depending on what this verdict comes down, and he's facing 3 different things that he could possibly be charged with. But again, it's really, really hard. What I want people to understand when it comes to a jury, they have to be able to have, if there's any reasonable doubt of the intention of the perpetrator, for say, if there's any reasonable doubt, they can't convict them of the worst type of thing. So I think what you're going to either see is you're going to see a not guilty verdict, or you're going to see, some people are saying mistrial. That's also a possibility, but usually a mistrial doesn't happen within that quickly. So I think that they've actually reached a verdict. It's either going to be, and this is just my opinion, I'm putting this out here, so please don't kill the messenger. I think it's either going to be not guilty, or it's going to be the lesser of the 3 charges, which is, I believe, involuntary manslaughter. And again, I don't believe it was intentional in any way, shape, or form. And, or, it's going to, like, yep. So Teresa just said the same, probably not guilty or the lowest charge. If it is either one of those, okay, you are going to see complete and utter anarchy is what you're going to see. You're going to see complete and utter anarchy, because they've basically already said, when you have somebody like Maxine Waters stirring that pot, saying to people to get more confrontational, that's a problem. That is a huge, huge problem. So again, we're just going to sit here and watch this and see what the verdict is. That comes in. You can't convict this guy of murder in this case because he didn't do it on purpose, And so, unfortunately, what you're going to see is you're going to see, this is, we're a powder keg in this country, guys, an absolute powder keg. And a lot of it is thanks to the mainstream news media that continues to stroke those flames, keeping people upset, keeping people angry, and it's going to be an absolute nightmare if like, again, if it comes that he's either not guilty or if he is charged with the lesser of the 3 charges. And it wouldn't surprise me at all. Unique prepper. Okay, hold on a second. Oh, hold on. All right, Unique Prepper, you've been added as a moderator for me. All right, so just keep an eye on things. to see if that did that. I think it added you. Let's see. Yep, I put you on as a moderator, Unique Prepper. So I would just, like I said, just if somebody's going to be nasty or whatever, just get rid of those. Any spam bots, get rid of those. All right. So, you haven't missed anything yet, Heather. They've announced the verdict. They said they're going to do the verdict between 4:30 and 5 o'clock, and so we're waiting right now to see what is going to happen here. So we're just kind of in that waiting game, but I kind of wanted to talk about it ahead of time so that we can all kind of share this together at the same time. I think, oh yeah, and happy 420 to everybody. Happy 420 if you celebrate that. And if anybody doesn't know what that is, then you probably don't celebrate it anyway, so you have no idea. But anybody that celebrates it, enjoy. Smoke one for me. I've been busy. I've been was out moving stone today. I will tell you this: yesterday, after all the work I did yesterday, I slept like a freaking rock last night. Okay, an excuse to get free nights, right? Exactly. Oh, I'm sure. Well, a lot of places were boarded up ahead of time, in preparation for this. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting day. Got to toke up the CBD oil instead. I'll tell you what, I use it on my back and stuff like that if I overdo, and it really does help. I'll tell you what, I'll talk about that real quickly. The CBD products, it really does help. And obviously, you guys know on my website preppernurse1.com, I'm associated with the Forefathers, which is the CBD and hemp store. They're awesome. If you click on their link on my website, it will take you to their website. And just saying this really quickly for anybody that is interested, you can save 15% on your purchases when you buy something. When you check out, use the discount code PrepperNurse1, and it's obviously the number one. So that's just putting that out there really quickly for you guys, especially on today being 420, right? So no, it's like I said, man, if they had made the announcement at 420, wouldn't that have been just awesome? So. But I will tell you what's going to happen if Kavanaugh is declared guilty. Going to be peaceful. It depends on what level. Melvin Artist just asked that question. It depends on what level he's convicted of. If he's convicted on the lesser charge of the three, there's three different charges. But you got to understand, they want what conviction. What happened to Jay Daga? I'll tell you, Sam, what happened to Jay Daga. I was sleeping with Becca, who worked with Jay Daga. And when her and I went our separate ways, it became uncomfortable, if you will. And so I made the call and decided to go with a different CBD store. And that's when I went to Forefathers. So, that's why I went with them. And they have a place right down in town, which is 7 miles away, as opposed to driving 60 miles to go to the other store. So, yeah. Hey, Carol, he asked, okay, and I didn't get into details. I just said it became uncomfortable. Uncomfortable for me. So I just decided that, and if anybody didn't know that I was sleeping with Becca when I said this is my new girlfriend, we weren't just a platonic type of relationship. I don't do those. This is my friend. No, I don't do my friends. No. So, no, Carol, you're fine. You're fine, hon. That's no problem. I'm just busting chops. So no big deal. But anyway, for the baby chicks, maybe they should be with a mother. I was thinking about maybe tossing one of the hens in there with them. I was thinking about that. I might do that tonight because the next couple nights are going to be extremely cold. So yeah, I rearrange stuff in there better. And maybe I'll throw one of the hens in there. I'll get one of my more broody hens, and put her in there with them. Maybe that's what they need. They need that mama, and then they can kind of huddle in with her. My luck, she'll sleep on 2 or 3 of them and kill them all. But but anyway, if you guys, if you are in the cities, okay, if you guys are in the cities, and if you are Rochester, Buffalo, Syracuse, New York City, Minneapolis, any of these, Washington, D.C., is a precaution. I would absolutely caution you to get home. Make sure you lock your doors. Don't be caught out on the street, because I think that it's going to get bad. I think it's going to get real, real bad. Let's see. We got here 5 Zort JKR. Wow, that's a weird name. As low is the art. Okay, that's an interesting name, man. In a couple months, I'd like to send a portrait I drew of you. One over on Instagram. It's one of a hologram vinyl background. That would be awesome, dude. That would be awesome. I would appreciate that. That's very, very kind of you. I would love that. That would be very, very cool. Something else that I could add to my art on my walls here. I think that would be very, very cool. So thank you. I do appreciate you doing that. And I'm looking forward to getting that. And thank you for the donation as well. So, but so actually, it's funny. Let's do this, because John Cole just said, press 1 for innocent, 2 for guilty, 3 for lesser charge. Let's do that, guys. Just before the verdict comes in, because we got probably another 14 minutes here before it's 5 o'clock. What do you guys think? 1 for innocent, 2 for guilty, and 3 for the lesser charge. Just, I want to get your guys' opinion on what you think. Let's see. So the majority of people are saying either innocent or the lesser charge. The majority. There's a few people in here that are saying guilty. So we'll see. My opinion, like I said, it's either going to be 1 or 3. That's my opinion. And not just because, I think anything else. It's just the way the law works, the way it reads. Okay. There's no way they're going to be able to convict him of the murder charge. They're not going to be able to do it. I don't see how they could, because it's like, again, there's no premeditation in the act. And stuff like that. And I want you guys to remember something here, okay? And I know this gets taken out of constantly. I had a police officer made this comment, and it makes a lot of sense, okay? He goes, every time that you restrain somebody or have them in a position where they're uncomfortable and they can't fight anymore, he goes, they always say, I can't breathe, because they want you to loosen or, draw back on what you're doing, and then they can fight again, okay? That does happen, okay? And I'm not, so I don't discredit that at all. That was coming directly from a police officer himself. Now, the other thing I wanted to mention to you guys is, if you cannot breathe, you cannot talk. Just remember that. So while he was still continuing to talk and saying, I can't breathe and everything else, he could still breathe, okay? Yeah, guilty or riots. And that's exactly what it's going to come down to. I thought it was what Biden did today. I thought that was ridiculous, in my opinion. And also, Biden's hoping for a guilty verdict because he doesn't want the riots, and that's another thing too. So the question comes down to: is this jury going to appease the masses? Not even the masses. I'm not going to say them. Is a jury going to appease a small segment of society to pacify them? Or are they going to do what they should do and deliberate in the right way and make a decision that is fair, if you will? And it may not be fair what people think, but that's the reality. And I'm just going on reality. I can tell you right now, I watched none of the trial. I will say that right off the bat. I watched none of the trial. I watched the videotape of what happened. Did he keep his knee on that area for way too long on his neck? Absolutely. I would, when the guy stopped moving, when he stopped struggling, they absolutely should have taken it off at that point. So I'm never going to say what he did was justified. So I don't want you to think that, that I'm not looking at, well, as a white person, this is what I feel. That's not what I'm doing. I'm looking at it as a human being saying, okay, was it way too long? Absolutely. I absolutely agree with that. Was there premeditation? Was he trying to kill this guy? Absolutely not. I don't believe that for a minute. So, again, it depends on what perspective you're coming from. what, the guy had been a police officer for what, 19 years. So at our time or the time for the verdict, it is between 4:30 and 5. 5 Oak JRK Aslow is what I call my art. I don't know what to believe. The court where I live believes I gave natural birth to my own child. No, it was not misinterpreting or reading the docs wrong. Yeah, it's hard to. Thank you very much again for the donation. It's hard to know what the truth is going to be, guys. It really is. And no matter, I mean, let's be. I think it's Eastern Standard Time. Yes, between 4:30 and 5 Eastern Standard Time. So it's between 3:30 and 4:30 in Minneapolis. So they're or fourth. Yeah, we got like 9 more minutes. So it's almost 5 o'clock now, and they may take longer. We don't know. So we're gonna just kind of hang in here. We're gonna see what they say. I got it on my phone here. I'll show you. There it is, right there. It's live. We're just waiting for that to come in, and when they come in, then we'll take a look at it and we'll see what happens. But so yeah, it's within a few weeks, Russia will have 120,000 troops at the Ukraine border. Wow. I know they have a tremendous amount of guys over there, and there's a lot going on with that whole situation too. So that's another thing that will be very interesting to pay attention to. We've got 784 in the chat, guys. If you have not shot a thumbs up yet, we have 222 on the thumbs up. I would ask you to please do that to show support for the channel, and thank you very much ahead of time. And so, you know what? Brian Flakes just said Derek probably doesn't mind going to jail because he won't be safe. Hold on a second. I'm going to read the rest of that comment. Be safe in the real world anyway, guilty or not. Well, and the other thing is, too, if he is found guilty, he would be segregated anyway in jail because they could not put a cop, in Gen Pop. So he would be in segregation and protected so that he wasn't killed, because otherwise they would just kill him. So, yeah. So that's another thing that definitely does happen. But anyway, so what I was going to say was, again, it really does help with the algorithms the more interaction we have with the channel too. So I asked for that thumbs up for that reason as well. Also, I do like to see a lot of thumbs up, and I can actually give you guys an egg count, even though it's only 5 o'clock. So I don't know. I'll go out one more time at like 7, lock them up for the night, and I'll look then again. But I'll give you the count in a little while of where we're at right now as far as an egg count goes on the day. And no thick neck did not lay an egg today so far. So. But so we'll do that. We'll do that in a minute. But anyway, again, if you're not subscribed to the channel, I would ask you to subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. Ed, are you in Pinball in contact? I have not spoken with him yet. He did email me, and I did reply to his email, but I have not heard back from him yet. So, but anyway, so regardless of what this verdict comes out, guys, people are not going to be happy. There's always going to be somebody that's not going to be happy about this situation. That's obvious, okay? Now, they know that if a verdict comes a certain way, a certain group of people are going to be unhappy about it, but they're not going to do anything about it. But they also know if the verdict comes back a different way, another group of people are not going to be happy about it, and they're going to go off the rails and use this as an excuse to burn, loot, steal, beat up any white people that they see out on the streets, random victims. Like they love to do that, pull them out of their cars and beat the crap out of them. I'm telling you right now, if you are in any kind of major city right now and you are white, okay, just being 100% honest here, guys, get off the freaking streets. Get home, get to where you can be safe. I think that it could be very, very dangerous right now to be out there if this verdict doesn't come back the way that that they're saying. So that's something that people need to be really, really careful of. Really, really careful. And actually, honestly, if you're black as well, and I'm sorry, I don't mean to put it in that way, but if you're black as well and you have no intention of rioting and doing stupid stuff, get home as well. Get off those streets. Be careful because, it's going to be really, really bad out there. So, but yeah, so I haven't seen, we got like 5 more minutes and we got nothing yet. So the thing is there, it's live. I got it on live right now. So like again, as soon as they announce it, we will talk about it. We'll discuss it. But you know, when he yelled at them to stop, "You're killing me," he knew he was killing him. No, Perry Art 420. I that's just you again. I'm going to say this again, and I said it earlier, so if somebody missed it. I had a police officer make a comment on one of my videos that I did, and what he said, and this makes think. I want you guys to think about this, okay? Because this is not just, oh, this is just what cops say. This is not just what cops say. Whenever somebody is being restricted, they've been arrested, they're being used some kind of restraints of some sort, okay? They always say, I can't breathe. If I'm holding you down, okay, the common thing is, I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Oh my God, I can't breathe. Well, if you're talking, you're breathing. All right. That's a fact. If you cannot breathe, you are not saying anything. So it's like, with Floyd saying what he said, that's not saying, yes, this guy's dying, I better let up. That's not it at all. That cop had been a cop for 19 years. He knows. They know. They deal with this daily, of people that they arrest that say, I can't breathe. It's part of. I'm going to tell you what. I'll give you an example of something. Okay. I had a guy one time, and this is many, many, many years ago, and we were in an altercation at a party. I got him in a chokehold, and I locked him down. Okay. And I locked him down so he could not breathe. And when I had him locked in and cut off his air, I said to him, I said, are you going to be calm now? I said, shake your head up and down if you're going to be calm now. So he shakes his head, because he can't talk, guys. Remember this, he can't talk. So he shakes his head up and down. So I eased off on the pressure, but I still had the chokehold in place. So I think I actually had him like this. I had it in place. And as soon as I let up a little bit, he started to try to fight again. I locked him back down. And I told this guy, I said, I am not playing with you. You need to calm down. If you don't calm down, I'm going to choke you out. And so he calmed down again, and I eased up the pressure. And then when I eased up the pressure the second time, I said to him, are you going to be calm? And he said, yes, I'm going to be calm. I let him up. He was not calm. And so we went back to fighting. So, but that's what happens. You have somebody in that restraint, and you're holding them. If they can talk, they can breathe. Just remember that. And a lot of times these cops constantly hear, I can't breathe, because as soon as they let up, then the person's going to start fighting again. So just, what happened to option 7? What's option 7? I have no idea what you mean, option 7. Yeah, it's weird. White people did not riot over O.J. Simpson. Yeah, exactly. Isn't that amazing? You know, and he was guiltier than guilty. I'm sorry. I still to this day believe that O.J. Simpson killed his wife and the other guy. That was a crime of passion. Up close and personal, absolutely crime of passion, in my opinion. Just giving you my opinion. I always got to make sure I say that, because I don't want people thinking this was a fact and this is what I'm absolutely saying. It's my opinion. Oh, having another numbers vote? Okay. I didn't see what you guys were voting on this time. Hey, there's Lady Kickboxer. Ed, I finally caught a live show. Keep up the good work. Travelers Guild. Thank you very much, man. Well, welcome. Impromptu, not normally scheduled, but I figured with what is going on, and this realistically, if you think about it, this is the most anticipated verdict since the Rodney King verdict and the O.J. Simpson, probably in that same type of venue. And so I think what you're going to see, like I said, again, if this verdict doesn't come down the way a certain segment of the population wants it to come down, I think we're going to see some really upset people, and I think you're going to be seeing a lot of, a lot of issues, and it's not going to be pleasant. So once again, and I've said this already twice in this stream already, If you do not want to be involved in riots, and if you are a certain lighter skin tone color, especially, um, get off the streets, get someplace safe. Because I think that if you live in Minneapolis, if you live in Rochester, New York, Syracuse, Buffalo, if you live in New York City, if you live in Washington, D.C., Chicago, Los Angeles, any area with a large population of black folks, you are going to see people absolutely, and they're waiting for an excuse, unfortunately, and I wonder if Philly, yep, there's another one, absolutely right. I'm wondering how this is going to go down. Unfortunately, I don't think it's going to be a pleasant thing. But again, anybody that doesn't want to be involved in this type of rioting, Portland, Oregon, how could I forget that? Seattle, right? Exactly. I would encourage you to get off the streets. Get yourself safe, whatever color you are. It doesn't matter what color you are. But being white and out by yourself. This verdict comes down, Detroit, Michigan. Yep, people are coming up. Yeah, there's so many different cities where you're going to see insurrection, and they can't wait. They can't wait. They're looking for an excuse to act up. And I want you to think about this again, guys. If this happens, this plays right into their hands, meaning the people in charge, the people that really run things. Now we can do what? Declare martial law, right? It's a possibility. If the rioting gets so bad, they would declare martial law and shut down everything, and that's the end of story. And there's the end of your freedoms. Think about that. I want you to really think hard about that. Playing right into their hands. And I've talked about this before. These things that they've done, it is it's being done to stoke the flames, to continue that hatred, to keep people fighting with each other. And it's a horrible thing, absolutely a horrible thing in my opinion, because it does no good. That doesn't help anything. And when people riot and loot and steal and try to hurt other innocent people, that doesn't make anything better. It makes nothing better. So, yeah, St. Louis, Missouri, yep, they'll go wild too. Yep, you're absolutely right. So, hi. I got to show you guys real quick. Miss Pandora. Yes, it is Pandora. No, sorry, this is Caesar. Sorry, Caesar. I didn't. Well, in the face, you look just like Pandora. I have to look at the paws. I have to look at their paws, and he's bigger, but I didn't realize. Yes, you're a good boy. So, all right. All right, let's see. So it's 5:03, and we still don't have them coming out yet, but I think they should be coming out here shortly. I'll tell you what, with my dogs, I am very, very fortunate. I have 3 absolutely fantastic dogs. They're very, very good natured. Even though Pandora has given me fits with running off, but I fixed her wagon, with that. So now she goes out to the run and back from the run on a leash. So yeah, 4:03 in Houston. So yeah, it's 4 o'clock in Minneapolis too. So they were saying between 3:30 and 4 there. So both of the dogs, Caesar and Pandora, are half collie and half shepherd. So they were their colorings. They were the only 2 that had their colorings like they are, and so that's why I ended up taking both of them when we got them. And obviously, Hella is a German Shepherd. And what do I think the verdict will be? Gray Bulldog Prepper just said. I believe it's going to be 2 things: either not guilty or the lesser of the 3 charges, which I believe was involuntary manslaughter. And realistically, you are not going to get a straight. I don't believe you're going to get a straight up murder conviction. I don't. German Shepherds are a great dog. They're a very loyal dog. They're very family oriented dog, and very, very protective, especially the females. The males are just big dummies. They're good dogs, but they're just big dummies. The females are the ones that will tear your arm off if you're an outsider trying to hurt somebody. They haven't seen them come out here yet. It's coming now. Okay. Okay, here we go, guys. I got this live too here, so we'll see what this happens, and we'll talk about it after the verdict is announced, and we will go from there. Curtis Schultz says, my male German Shepherd was loyal and protective. That's awesome. But generally, the males are not.
All right, for the jury.
This will be very interesting to see what happens here. So we'll give this a minute. I'm going to watch this too as we watch this, and then we'll talk about it after the verdict is announced. In the meantime, if you guys want to hit me for another thumbs up, that would be awesome.
All right, please be seated. Members of the jury, I understand you have a verdict.
I wish I could talk to someone, even show these documents to print for them.
Members of the jury, I will now read the verdicts as they will appear in the permanent
I'm
records.
paying money I
of the
don't
4th
have just
Judicial
for this, so
District.
someone to see here these
State of
papers.
Minnesota, County of Hennepin, District Court,
Hold on.
4th Judicial District. State of Minnesota Plaintiff versus Derek Michael Chauvin, Defendant. Verdict, Count 1. Court file number 27, CR 20-12646. We, the jury, in the above entitled matter as to Count 1, unintentional second-degree murder while committing a felony, find the defendant guilty. This verdict agreed to this 20th day of April, 2021 at 1:44 p.m. Signed, juror foreperson, juror number 19. Same caption, verdict count 2. We, the jury, in the above entitled matter as to count 2, third-degree murder, perpetrating an eminently dangerous act, find the defendant guilty.
Wow.
This verdict agreed to this 20th day of April, 2021 at 1:45 p.m. Signed by jury foreperson, juror number 19. Same caption, verdict count 3. We, the jury, in the above entitled matter as to count 3, second-degree manslaughter, culpable negligence, creating an unreasonable risk, find the defendant guilty. This verdict agreed to this 20th day of April, 2021 at 1:45 p.m. Jury foreperson 019. Members of the jury, I'm now going to ask you individually if these are your true and correct verdicts.
All right,
Respond yes or no.
Okay, let's talk about this. Let's talk about this because I think this is going to be very interesting, okay? Finding him guilty, all three guilty of the worst charges, all right? I think they knew ahead of time that sacrifice, exactly. Lisa Clark just said sacrifice. Realistically, I think they just threw this guy under the bus because they knew what would happen if they didn't. That's just my opinion. I'm actually shocked that they convicted him of those things, but in a way, I'm not shocked at the same time because, again, they knew what was going to happen if they did not convict this guy. They knew. And I'm going to tell you what, there was a tremendous amount of people that were just chomping at the bit to jump off, you know. So, yep. But again, that you know what, that jury was probably told, you better convict this guy. If you don't, they're gonna just absolutely riot. And you know what? And you don't have to be you don't have to be a rocket scientist to know ahead of time if you're going to be one of the jurors in that trial. If you've seen any information on what was going on, I don't know how you could get 12 impartial people to do that trial. Oh, he can appeal, right? Still going to have riots. Indiana Prepper 2 said. Well, we'll see, but you know, but yeah, they definitely caved. They absolutely caved. I agree with that 100%. I think that it was. You know, it's definitely ridiculous. I'm going to tell you what else this does. I want you to think about this, guys. You are going to see cops from moving forward. Now, we've already had a tremendous amount of officers that were anywhere close to retirement age, and say they have 25, well, say they got 27 years in and we're thinking about trying to get in for 30. They're going to retire. They're going to be like, screw this, I'm not dealing with this nonsense anymore, because they're walking around with kit gloves. They have to be tiptoeing around, making sure that they're not upsetting, you know, the people that are going to flip out. And it's absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, he got convicted on all three. I'm very, very, they're going to be celebrating. Of course they will. But, and again, guys, you know what? You can have your opinion on it. That's fine. I'm not telling you can't have your opinion. Some people are saying, yes, he's guilty of all three. Whatever. You know what? That's absolutely your opinion. But if you're looking at it, see, unfortunately, a lot of people, yeah, Eric, I can't talk right now. I'm doing a live stream. Hold on. Dude, I can't talk. I'm doing a live stream.
Oh, sorry. All guilty on all three charges.
I saw that. Yep, we just watched. All right. But you know, I'm not looking at it from a white and black perspective. And this is what they've done with this whole trial. Now, I'm curious to see. Now, let's watch this, okay? Let's watch this. Let's see what happens to the Hispanic officer. Let's see what happens to the Asian officer, and let's see what happens to the black officer that were also involved in this. Are all three of them going to be found guilty as well? That will be interesting to see now, won't it? I don't know if that would be as sensationalized as this, but I don't see how they can. But I'm going to tell you what. Cops in droves are going to leave their jobs. They're going to say enough is enough. It's not worth the risk anymore, because these cities and these towns, they don't have their back. They don't have their back. And, you know, it's, you know, we'll see if the white people riot now. Yeah, right. There won't be a white riot because we don't do that. So yeah, unfortunately, I think it's a miscarriage of justice, in my opinion. Again, you can have a different opinion, and that's absolutely fine. I'm going to give you, you know, you can think whatever you want to think, okay? This was not about race. This wasn't about race at all. The news media, okay, BLM and all these hate groups are the ones that made it about race. And they fan those flames, getting people all upset and all fired up. And you look at already, before even this verdict happened, the rioting that was going on and the nonsense that was happening, okay? You look at it for the other thing where this other kid got shot by that 26-year veteran. They've been rioting for 4 days over that already. So, you know, that's, yeah, the mainstream media is the enemy of the people. Absolutely. Because they're putting out there what they're told to put out there. And I'm going to tell you what, tragedy sells. Sensationalism sells, pain sells, hurt sells. Good feel-good stories, they don't sell. People don't care about that. They don't care about that. What they care about is horrible things that people do to each other. They care about pain. That's what they love. People can't get enough of it. And I don't understand that. I don't understand that thinking. It makes no sense to me. So, but yeah, you know, it's a sad situation, guys, that our country has come to this. And I'm not talking about the verdict. I'm just, this guy's a scapegoat, in my opinion, 100%. They threw him under the bus. They probably told that jury, you better convict, because this guy, if he is gone off on lesser charges, people are going to lose their mind, and more people would have died. You know, it was, you know, there would have been other deaths, more blood on the hands. But of course, you know, it's very, very sad. The whole thing is sad because, again, this was about a criminal and a police officer. And let's think about that. Okay. That's what it was about. It was not about a white officer and a black perpetrator. That's not what it was about. And victim, they want to call him a victim, but he wasn't a victim. So just a game. This is another part of the game until the next thing happens, and then they flip out on the next thing. That's all it is. But yeah, this guy was thrown under the bus, absolutely thrown under the bus. So don't think that the jury wasn't afraid of their own safety as well. Ah, good point, Kathleen. Very, very good point. Yeah. So Mountain Girl 52 said it's all about racism. Racism is always pushed. The agenda is always pushed in the media. But, it's, you know, I don't buy it that all these cops out there hate all black people. I don't think that that's what it's about. White lives matter. I can say that, but that makes me racist. Fast Eddie said that. It's ridiculous that that's the thing. If you don't go along with the mantra, here's what I have a huge issue with. And when I've made a couple different statements and made a couple videos, and people have said, "Oh, well, after watching the video, you're a racist." Why? Because I don't agree with your thought pattern. And as soon as they don't, and this is what I always found. Okay, and this is what I think is very, very interesting. As soon as you give a valid point or make valid points, and they can't dismiss them away, the only thing they have to come back with is you're racist because of your color. There was and it was so funny, and I laughed so hard. There was a gentleman was doing an interview, and the other woman, and it was on a radio. So as soon as things didn't go her way, she called him a racist. Hey, John Christopher, for your move to a free state fund. Well, thank you, man. I appreciate that. Very nice of you. Thank you. But she pulled the race card. You're a racist. And he laughed. And he said, "Well, you know what, ma'am?" He said, "You're calling me a racist?" And she said, "Yes, I am." He said, "I find that very funny." And she goes, "Oh, why is that?" He said, "Well, your people didn't do enough research." He said, "Because I'm black too." But because he spoke eloquently and spoke proper English, she assumed that he was white. So I think that is amazing. But again, as soon as things don't go the way some people want, or they can't argue away a point because you're making common sense and you're making good points, people will always throw that you're racist out there. That's what they do. It's unfortunate, but it happens constantly, absolutely constantly. So, but and it's funny now because my video that's already set to go up, it goes off at 7, and I talk about the verdict. And obviously when I made the video, I didn't know that the verdict was in. So I thought you'll see that if you guys watch my video later that I just put up. But and I talk about Maxine Waters. So all you guys in here, that's not in the title, of course, because I have to be careful what I put in the titles. But go watch that video when it goes live at 7. And I want your guys' feedback because I make some points in there, and I think that that's interesting. But yeah, whatever happened to reporting the news instead of giving their opinions constantly? Whatever happened to that? That would be a nice change of pace. So sad world, guys, that we live in. It really is. Again, in my opinion, I believe that this dude was absolutely thrown under the bus, 100% thrown under the bus. And they did it because they want to pacify this minority of people that they knew that if the verdict came any other way, they knew people were going to riot. But they would call it, of course, protest and peaceful protest while things were burning behind them and they were looting stores. So, but again, you know what? This is just a start, man. Guy, the warmer weather is just starting to get here, even though we got snow in our forecast here at the homestead. But this is going to be a very, very tumultuous year, in my opinion. I think you're going to see a lot of unrest, and they're afraid of the mob. Wolfgang just said they're afraid of the mob. Yep. They avoided riots at the cost of one man. Exactly. Sacrificial lamb, and that's what you got to do sometimes. And but like I said, he's not going to hardcore prison. He may go to prison, but he's going to be isolated away in protection with other cops that have been convicted of crimes, and that's where he'll be. So yeah, he's not going to be in general population because they know he would be dead if he was in general population. He wouldn't last long at all. So, but what just happened? The jury came back and found him guilty on all 3 charges. So there'll be no riots tonight. The riots have been called off, so I apologize for that. Those of you that were looking to get some free stuff. Not going to happen tonight. You'll have to look for another reason to protest and loot, riot, and burn. So, BLM is going to grow more and more brazen now. Oh, of course. You know, when you have people like Maxine Waters telling them to be more in people's face and stuff like that, what does that tell you? You know, now again, let's reverse that. Let's say Ron Paul, okay, somebody like that said, you know, white people need to start standing up for themselves and not taking any more crap from these people and stuff like that. It would be all over the news. He would be vilified. He'd probably lose his job. Maxine Waters isn't going to lose her job. She's not going to lose her job. So, you know, and that's ridiculous. Was looking to get some free Pepsi, darn. That's funny. So, all right, guys. Well, I just wanted to definitely do this, you know, see what happened. You know, it's going to be interesting moving forward. The best thing that I can do is encourage all of you, continue to prep, continue to get ready. We don't know how long we're going to have. I think things are going to get worse. I think they're going to get a lot worse, but I think that we just need to continue to keep a cool head, try to be as smart as we possibly can. It's going to be an interesting ride, because if you think this is the last shooting where a white officer is going to kill a black person, it's not. But what you're never going to hear about in the mainstream news media, maybe the local news, you might hear about it, if a black police officer kills a white person. But that doesn't cause a sensationalism, and white people don't go out and riot for those type of things. Oh, egg count. Yes, okay, Sarah, sorry about that. Let's do that real quick. But while I'm getting ready to do the egg count, I'm going to ask for another thumbs up. We're at 857 on the thumbs up. We got over 1,000 people in the chat. Let's shoot a thumbs up to show support for the channel, please, if you would do that, and I would appreciate it. Thank you very much. Also, it really does help with the algorithms, so the more interaction that we have, the better it is for the channel, and I appreciate it for that reason as well. And third reason is I like to see a lot of thumbs up, being honest, okay? And so you guys are giving me your guesses on the eggs. Now, again, I haven't done my last outside to look. That'll be at about 7. So if there's any more, I will let you guys know tomorrow. But if you had the same guess as the all-seeing cat with 11 eggs, that's where we were at today. And no, Thick Neck did not lay an egg today. When it is cold, she takes the day off. So she is not a cold weather laying egg. So, but the egg count is Trump's fault. Yes, it is. It's absolutely Trump's fault. So, yeah, guys, you know what? Like I said, just be safe. Continue to prep. Continue to get ready. There's no guarantee of how long we're going to have. What's going to be the thing it's a straw that breaks the camel's back. But I'll tell you what, people are more and more on edge constantly. They're on edge. Okay. So just be careful. Be careful out there. You know, I always tell Heather, situational awareness. I used to always tell her, when you're walking down a road, if you got your headphones in and you're listening to music, make sure you keep your head on a swivel. Pay attention to what's going on around you, because you just never know, especially as a young lady like she is. You just never know what's going to happen. So anyway, I am going to jump off here, guys. Like I said, extra stream today. I will be on live streaming tomorrow, so you will see me tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. And, you know, so, but just be safe, guys. Continue to prep, continue to get ready. Thank you for the moderators that were here. Again, I appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. Thank you all for being here in the stream. Like I said, it's just an impromptu stream because I see this was coming up and I didn't know how it was going to go. But again, I'm really not surprised. He was sacrificed, in my opinion, because they were more afraid of what people would do if they let him off. So that makes a lot of sense. I don't believe that he should be guilty on those 3 charges. That's my opinion, but my opinion doesn't count. So anyway, remember, guys, we are all in this together. That is important to remember. Also remember to hug and kiss the ones you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life, so it's really important we tell the people that we care about every single day how we feel. Last but not least, STD, step, thing, and day. One step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you're trying to do, whatever you're trying to accomplish, you can do it. The only one that can stop you from reaching your goals is you. Keep working at those goals, make them happen, okay? Wishing doesn't do it, guys, because if you wish in one hand and you crap in the other, you'll find out which one fills up first, all right? set goals, then make them happen. And that's the only way you get things done. Okay. Yeah, they never want to put me on a jury. They wouldn't put me on a jury either. So never happened. So anyway, guys, I will see you all later. Have a great night. Oh, what are we at 690? Let's do 10 let's get 10 more thumbs up to get it up to 700, and then I'll jump off of here. But so we need now we're down. We need 9 more. He didn't even have his knee on Floyd's neck. It was on his shoulder blade. Oh, jam past 700 now. Cool. Okay. I'll see you guys. I'll be live streaming tomorrow. Remember, I'll be here 8 o'clock tomorrow night. So join me then. And, drug addicted felon. Yep. He's the victim. Also breaking the law while, it wasn't a random interaction with the police either. So let's remember that too. So anyway, I'll see you all later. Have a great day. Prepper Nurse 1 out for now.